My name is Tennis Instead. This is the 8-Sided Blog, and this week we're going to be talking about how to build community. I do not get a lot of questions about how to build one's craft in this industry. Everybody seems to have a pretty clear idea of how they want to do that. But I am getting into a lot of conversations about what it takes to build the community around you and how to get people to start showing up for productions. I think part of the reason why I'm getting this question as frequently as I am is just because people want there to be an easy answer. You know, I've built all this strength in my craft. I'm ready to do the handoff. I'm ready to give myself to the world. So where's the person who collects that? And that's not at all how this industry works. No. This blog is a good example of what I'm doing right now to try and support my community. I am taking time to go back over all of the lessons that I've learned and all the work that I've done to make myself as successful as I am, and I'm highlighting how that process happened and what went into it so that people can see the steps that were taken along the way, and they can see the changes that I had to make within myself to become the show person that I am, because I think a lot of those things are not transparent even when I blog about them. And I'm also trying to become more emotionally vulnerable and share some of the, I guess, spiritual and or emotional truths of how this industry works for me. And, you know, some of the blogs that come later this month actually are going to be very heavily focused on this theme. And my hope is that it'll give people more of an anchor in their efforts to succeed in show business. Over the course of my career, I have done a lot of volunteering in theater, and it's because I love theater, and it's because I love people who do theater, and it's because I want to stay connected to the habits that make me successful. But along the way, in doing that volunteer work, I end up making myself necessary to the people around me. My theater work has led to a lot of paid gigs. It's also introduced me to almost all of the actors that I work with in one way, shape, or another. You know, the theaters that I've worked with have been theaters where, you know, I've come into contact with some of the most amazing performers I will ever meet, and giving those people opportunities to grow and to challenge themselves is something that I find delight in. And the work of, you know, producing films like Quantum Theory, for example, is largely about creating opportunities for those people to do the work that they know how to do and the work that they do magnificently for theater-going audiences in cinema, and to help us all learn how to take the skills that we have and transition them into film. You know, it's never about one person's vision, and it's never about sort of a singular creative goal other than strengthening our craft and strengthening our community. Taking the thing, and Quantum Theory as a script is a tool for exactly that. It's a tool for taking a bunch of actors who understand classical performance values and who understand how to build an audience in the grassroots sense, and then just taking them on the road with the feature film and doing exactly those things and illustrating for them and illustrating for Hollywood that those skills are the skills that we need, and those are the skills that make us strong. So volunteering in theater has accomplished all of this. That's a lot, you know, that's a lot to get out of it. I do a lot of blogging for Stage 32. Once a month, pretty much, I post a blog on some level how to succeed in show business, either creatively or financially. And at this point, I've got dozens of articles on subjects ranging from film finance to how to work with actors and everything in between. There's a lot of screenwriting articles there. And part of the reason why I do it is just because I really like the way that the people who manage Stage 32, RB and everybody else who's working on the team, how they build their community and the passion that they have for helping other filmmakers succeed, to me, is a very positive thing in the industry. And providing the content that I do helps support their efforts to support you. You see what I'm saying? And I like the fact that I can, offer the information that I'm offering to people all at once. I don't necessarily have time at this point to sit down and have coffee with every single person who wants to talk about screenwriting structure. But I can write a Stage 32 article and hand that out easily enough. That it's a much more efficient way to express the things that everybody wants to know. And that is built relationships with the people who work Stage 32. It's built relationships with clients that I have that I met through Stage 32. It's gotten me involved in the screenwriting contest world. It's gotten me involved ultimately in ScriptReader Pro, which is my primary source of income right now. Writing coverage and working as a script doctor is currently how I pay my bills. And it's because of the work at Stage 32 that I came into contact with ScriptReader Pro in the first place, and it's why I got hired. Is because I could say, here's what I'm doing for the community. Would you like me to do it for you? Being the change that I want to see in this industry is why I work as the head of development at Lady of the Light Productions. It's why I showed up on the set where I injured my brain. I regret some of the choices that I made on that set, but I do not regret showing up because I showed up in good faith to help. And I think that's so important. I think volunteering for the people that you want to see succeed is absolutely one of the ways that we build this industry into the place that we want it to be. And I don't regret those decisions. My director of photography is somebody that I met on a set where I was volunteering. And he's somebody who is gonna make a huge difference in this industry. And he takes my phone calls and we work together. And it's because he met me under circumstances where he doesn't have to second guess my motives and where my commitment to the production was self-evident. And, that's the foundation of our relationship. And it's a cool relationship. Since then, of course, he's come to understand I can write, I can direct actors, I can do all the things that he needs a director to be really good at. And that relationship has snowballed to the point where I know exactly who's going to be running my camera department when I run off to make Quantum Theory. And having that confidence and having that reassurance is a privilege that was built through service. So, it's not any one thing. It's a million little things. When I'm in a theater, a whole bunch of habits just kick into my head. I can't leave that space until the audience is gone. If I was front of house watching the show, I'm going to hang out by the concession stand and help clean or serve drinks to theater goers or whatever the case may be. I'm going to make myself useful. If the audience saw me, I'm going to make myself useful in the house. If the audience didn't see me, I'm going to make myself useful helping with the preset for the next show. Or if it's a strike night, I'm not leaving until 3 a.m, and that's fine. I would prefer to stay and help and ensure that everything gets done and that the show is a success and that everybody gets to go home. And that's like one little thing. Me not being able to leave a space while there's work happening is like one tiny little habit amongst however many habits that I have that keep my community growing. And those habits are the reason why people support me when I need help. It's because I'm necessary. I've made myself necessary to the community through all of the things that I do on a daily basis. So, don't look for an exit strategy when it comes to making your community strong. Don't look for the list of things that you need to do in order to get to the point where you're going to have people showing up for you. Just find a place to pitch in and start becoming a part of this industry. And don't stop. because people always need help. That's about it. Thank you for watching. If you like these videos, please be sure to give us a thumbs up. Please click the little subscribe button and the little bell so you get your alerts. You know when the next 8-sided blog is coming your way. And thank you for showing up. Have a great week. I'll see you next week.